Hello and welcome to the 155th episode of Fur, Fins, and Feathers. Today our guest is David Wiggins of Somerset, Massachusetts, who is going to talk about his great love for the Pekinese.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for having me back. It's good to be back. This is my 12-year-old Pekinese, Henry Ford. Henry was bred by a champion breeder in New York, but he was surrendered to a rescue in New Jersey because he has retinal dysplasia in his eyes, and he also has a collapsed larynx, so it makes it very difficult for him to breathe. So he was surrendered, and he was adopted by me almost 13 years ago.
Tell me about the Pekinese.
The Pekinese, a very ancient breed from China. They were once considered royalty. They were bred as companions to the emperors in China, and the smaller Pekinese, called sleeve peaks, actually rode around in the sleeves of the gowns of the royalty in China. I fell in love with this breed over 20 years ago when I got my first Peak. I love the breed. I love that they're independent. They can be a little feisty, and they're good lap dogs. And I really love to have them as companions. And I've had 13 Peaks since 2002.
So tell us about Henry.
Henry is a good little dog. He's not very active because of his birth defects, but he gets around the house very well, and he loves to sleep and cuddle with his two siblings, and he's been a very, very good dog, relatively healthy. Peaks do have some health problems. I think what a lot of people don't realize is that brachycephalic dogs with the flat faces, they have just as many teeth as a German Shepherd, but they're crunched into a very, very small space. So they have dental problems. Henry had a back injury when he was young, and so he had to have surgery on his back, so he walks kind of hunched back, but he does get around very well. And he's still very active for a 12-year-old dog.
Tell us about I never can pronounce it correctly.
The brachycephalic dogs.
Yes, tell us about that breed.
The flat-faced dogs, and there are many of them, Pekinese, Tibetan Spaniels, Cavalier King Charles Spaniels, the list goes on and on and on. The dogs that have the flat faces tend to get overheated very easily in the summer. That's why Henry wears a short coat most of the year to help keep him cool. So you have to be careful with brachycephalic dogs, especially in the summer, because it's so easy for them to get overheated, and they can really suffer from heat stroke. I've noticed with the popularity of the French bulldogs, a lot of people walk these dogs. I've seen them walking them, on the streets at midday, and the dogs really suffer. So you have to be very careful with them, not only in the summer, but even in the winter. They can ingest cold air, and then they have these internal sneezing fits. So they do take a little bit more care than a normal dog with an elongated muzzle.
And tell me, brachycephalic.
Brachycephalic, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how does he function?
Well, I don't know if you can hear it, but he sounds like he's barking or snoring, and that's because of the collapsed larynx. So his airway is quite constricted. So this is his normal breathing habit, where he makes sounds. and he's a very good snorer. He really does like to snore, and he snores a lot when he's sleeping. But again, he's been relatively healthy, except for the back injury, and he gets around well. So I hope to have him for many years to come.
Very good. You have two other. We met.
You met Elwin on, I think
Elwin.
that was episode 154, I think.
Yes, we had Elwin.
So Elwin is my registered service dog. He happens to be a Tibetan Spaniel, and he's a balance assistance dog. I trained him, and he was also a rescue. And then I have a Pekinese miniature dachshund mix. It's a little female that actually, she's all black. She looks like a small Labrador retriever, and her name is Willa. And she and Henry have the same birthday, exactly 1 year apart. She's a year older than he is, so she's 13 now.
Very good. So tell us about your other breed. You have a dachshund mix?
Yeah, Pekinese dachshund mix. She's the alpha dog in the family. I once had 6 dogs altogether, and so now I'm down to 3. We lost a female Peke a couple of years ago, and that was very, very sad. She was also a rescue from New Jersey. But the Pekinese dachshund, again, she doesn't look like a Peke. She's got black fur instead of hair, sable hair like Henry. But she's very cute and very active. She loves to chase the rabbits in the yard. All I have to say to her, there's a bunny in the yard, and she's off like lightning chasing the rabbits, scaring them out of the garden.
Very good.
So I wanted to just mention all of the dogs that I've rescued over the years, and there have been 15 of them. They've all come from rescues. Some rescues as far away as South Carolina and Minnesota, Missouri. So I think it's very, very important to rescue dogs. You know, you see often on the back of cars, you'll see a sticker that says "Adopt, don't shop," and I really I've adhered to that since I started having dogs at home again when about 20 years ago. So I think rescue is very, very important, and I have great admiration for the people who run the rescues and rescue little dogs like Henry, and vet out homes for them and make sure that they go into caring homes where people are going to take care of them. So rescue is really important to me, and I try to contribute to the local rescues as much as I can.
And Henry is a very, very intelligent little guy, isn't he?
Well, he's not as smart as the Dachshund Peke mix, but he minds pretty well. He does have a stubborn streak. I think that's one of the endearing traits of the Pekinese. They think they're still royalty, running around the palaces in Beijing, but he's a little stubborn. But he's a very good lap dog and a very good companion.
And he's very, very, he's Daddy's best friend, isn't he?
Yeah, he likes to be held and cuddled. Have a dog walker who comes in when I have to be away from the home, and she just carries him around like a little baby, and so he's become very accustomed to being a lap dog and being cuddled. So he really he'll just melt into your lap. But he's very mild-mannered, and again, he gets along very well with the other 2 dogs. So it's a real pleasure to have such a nice little dog at home.
His longevity.
So Pekes are pretty long-lived dogs. So the oldest Peke that I've ever had was 15 years old, but they can go 15, 18 years. So we're hoping that Henry will be around for quite some time.
Talk about what is he? What does he like to do in the house?
He is very, very food focused. So anytime there is any activity in the kitchen, he is right beside me. What's really funny is in the morning, I'll unload the dishwasher and put the dog's dishes on the counter, getting prepared to feed them. But before I feed them, I always make coffee. And I call Henry my little barista, because he always comes over and stands right at my ankle when I'm spooning in the coffee grounds into the coffee maker in the morning. So he's a creature of habit, and again, a real big foodie. He loves food, and I give my dogs green beans as treats, and they seem to really like them. I keep them in the freezer and just give them little bits of green beans as treats, and they love it. And
Good for his health.
they are good for his health, yeah, and they do seem to love them. So it's a good thing.
Talk about Henry's grooming.
So again, I've had many peaks over the years, and I've always kept them relatively short because, believe it or not, Pekinese love to go out in the woods and walk and romp around. They're not afraid of the rain or the wet, and they especially like the snow. So I tend to keep him shaved down in the summertime, and his hair grows out quite a bit in the winter, and that means daily brushings to keep the hair from getting tangled and snarled and matted. So they do require a little more grooming than a dog that has fur, but again, I keep them clipped down, and it's pretty easy maintenance.
So daily grooming is essential.
Yeah, especially in the winter when I keep their hair longer, they need to be brushed at least once a day to make sure that they don't get tangles in their ears. He has a very, very large mane when his hair grows out, and that tends to get in food, and it gets in water, and it gets in mud out in the yard. So I have to keep baby wipes handy and kind of hose him off each time he eats or every time he comes in the wintertime to keep the mane around his neck clean. But really, if you keep them clipped short, they're relatively low maintenance.
Now he's chortling.
That's a very good word for it, yes. And that's very normal for him because of the collapsed larynx. I also mentioned that he suffers from retinal dysplasia, where his eyes are always completely dilated. So he gets blinded by light, bright sunshine, and things like that, and he doesn't have very good visual acuity like the other dogs do because of that birth defect. And it's very strange when you take a photo of him. All you see are these two large green eyes, as opposed to dogs who don't have this particular condition. So he doesn't photograph particularly well.
How often does he have to go to the veterinarian?
Well, I take my dogs. They each go twice a year, just for their annual checkups and for their vaccinations. So again, he's since his back surgery when he was a puppy, he's been very, very healthy. He did have his teeth removed a couple years ago because they were infected, but he does well without teeth. He's able to eat most things, and he loves scrambled eggs.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, he loves scrambled eggs for some reason. Again, I go and as soon as the refrigerator door opens, he's right by your side. He's always looking for a handout. He loves to eat.
Very good. So what else can you tell us about this breed?
They're very loyal. They tend to have one main person in their lives that they're attached to. Since I'm single and I live alone, all three dogs are attached to me, but they're a very loyal breed. Not particularly obedient at times, but they're trainable, and consistency is very important in their training and in forming habits with them. But again, a very good breed for older people who don't want to, go out and walk 5 miles in the woods with their coonhound or their lab retriever. So they're good apartment dogs. My mother, when she was alive, had a Pekinese, and she loved it, and the dog was very low maintenance for her, and she was able to keep it for a long time. So I think they're good dogs. I don't know about the popularity anymore. Again, some breeds tend to come and go. Cavalier Charles King Spaniel. Is that right? Cavalier Charles King Spaniel.
Yeah.
Cavalier
King Charles Spaniel.
King Charles Spaniel. Thank you very much. Those are popular now, as are French Bulldogs, and see a lot of them on the street. But you don't see Peaks too much anymore. They're a little more rare, I think.
Everybody is talking about the breed is the French Bulldog.
Yeah, see a lot of them. I was in Newport, Rhode Island a few days ago, and there were many people walking French Bulldogs. I was surprised and at the number that I saw on the street, and it was in the middle of the day and very warm. And I just hope these people realize that the flat-faced dogs, they really do suffer in the heat. So it's important to keep them cool. And this is what he does best, Brian.
He's got his little tongue out.
Yep. He's got a very big tongue and a very small mouth, so his tongue is always out. I tell him that he needs to keep it inside or it's going to dry out and fall off, but it hasn't so far.
And he will live to be
hopefully 15 or 16, yeah. Yep.
15 or 20.
Oh, it would be amazing if he would live for 20 years, yeah.
But a minimum of 15 years.
Yeah, they are pretty long-lived dogs, yeah.
So what else can you tell me about these breeds?
Well, as I mentioned before, I've had quite a few Peaks over the course of the past 22, 23 years. I think they're good. I think they like to live with other Peaks. So I've always had at least three dogs. They seem to like to be a member of a pack, and they're very affectionate with one another, the dogs. And so I would highly recommend the breed to anyone who wants to have a smaller dog, who doesn't require a lot of exercise, requires a modicum of grooming, and who will be a very loyal and trustworthy companion who loves to keep your lap warm in the winter.
Now, when you go to watch TV, does Henry jump up on your lap?
Well, he doesn't jump, but he'll come over and stand by me, and then turn around so I can grab him by his harness and lift him onto the sofa. And then he usually parks himself on one hip, and Willa usually parks on the other, and Elwyn ends up on my lap. So
3-dog night.
3-dog night, absolutely. Yes. Oh, goodness.
And his longevity is he a good sleeper at night?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a sleeper, a very sound sleeper, and a very good snorer, too. So the flat-faced dogs tend to snort and snore a lot, but he doesn't snore too loudly, so it's not bad. But he likes to cuddle in bed. All three dogs sleep on the bed with me, so I know many people probably wouldn't think that's a good thing to do, but dogs have always slept in the bed with me, so they like to cuddle.
Very good.
Oh, Henry.
Henry.
Say hi to Brian, Henry. Oh, goodness.
He's got a nice long tongue.
Yes, he's got a long tongue, don't you? Yes, you do. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. He doesn't get out a lot. I usually will take my service dog Elwin everywhere I go, but I didn't want to have Willa alone at the house, so I left Elwin at home today when I brought Henry to the studio. So this is his television debut.
And he looks like he's having a great time.
He does. You having a good time, Hen? Huh? Yeah, what a good boy.
And he's a handsome boy. So, I'm at a loss for words for his grooming.
His grooming. I have a very good relationship with a groomer, a local groomer, who I've taken all of my dogs to for a long, long time. He gets groomed every 6 weeks during the warm weather and then every 8 weeks during the cold weather. So again, I keep him quite a bit longer, his hair quite a bit longer in the wintertime, so he has some insulation. But yeah, he and Elwin go to the groomers every 6 weeks in the summertime to get their hair cut down so they can be cool during the hot months.
He likes a cool, refreshing.
Yeah, he likes to splay on the cold tile floor in the kitchen in the hot months, and I keep the shades drawn so the tile will stay cool, and he'll just flatten himself right out on the cool tile and sleep for hours.
Very good.
Good boy, Hen.
So what other breeds have been of interest to you?
Well, you know, Brian, I grew up with large dogs, standard poodles, Labrador retrievers, large dogs like that, and my family never really had small dogs when I was growing up. So I thought I always wanted a large dog, but when I went to rescue my first dog, I fell in love with this small dog that a rescue on Cape Cod had, and he turned out to be a Tibetan Spaniel. And he was my first rescue back in 2002. And then I got him a companion from the animal shelter in East Providence, Rhode Island, and he was a Pekinese. And so that really started my love affair with the brachycephalic dogs, Tibetan Spaniels and Peaks. And I've just continued having Peaks in the house ever since. And so Henry was my 13th Pekinese, and so I hope he won't be my last. Oh, are you getting warm? I think he's getting warm under the studio lights.
Well, we're going to be wrapping up soon. Henry, you're quite a nice dog.
Yeah, I'll keep him. He's pretty good. I've had very, very good lucks with all of my Pekes. Some people think that Pekinese tend to be aggressive or nippy, but all of the Pekes that I've had in my life have been very, very gentle and very good-natured dogs. So I've been fortunate, and Henry is one of the better ones. He's been a real joy to have in the house.
He's ready to go to sleep.
I think so.
Look at him. He's ready to chill out and go to bed.
That's it. I think he's done for the day.
Now, Elwyn is... How old is Elwyn now?
So Elwyn turned 9 in April. So and he retired at the same time I did. So he's a semi-retired service dog now. We don't go into Boston anymore.
Any other breeds interest you?
I think I like Schipperkes. I think they're a very interesting looking breed. And also Brussels Griffon. They're
yes, I love Brussels.
yeah, they're a very interesting breed too. Again, a brachycephalic dog, but they just look like they're always up to something. I really like the look of those dogs. So maybe.
Very good. So we're wrapping up. It was a pleasure once again to have you on my show, and we'll have you back again.
All right, maybe we'll next time. But thanks for having me again, Brian. It was my pleasure, and I hope people like seeing Henry.
And I think Henry has won and stolen some more hearts.
That's good. That's good.
Well, thank you again for coming.
Thank you, Brian.